The next viewer build. The viewer has a build. I don't have builds, only viewers do, which is kind of sick. I wish I had builds like the viewer does. Gopoji Man wants us to play a survival quad bind, which even just saying that sounds kind of sick. That is Boy Axe with Ice Shards, Sickle. So we don't get a lot of viewer builds that ask for DLC items, so this is the first. And Giant Whistle. Make sure Boy's Axe is in the front. Make sure the Boy's Axe spreads oil. And then there's 2 mandatory mutations. It's Heart of Ice and Instincto. So that gives me the opportunity to run a backpack if I want to. So I'm actually going to incorporate the backpack. No, I think backpack Ice Shield could be pretty decent. The viewer knows how to make this happen. Toxic Cloud, not bad. I think you reverse these, but this is actually a quad bind. I can't quad bind just yet because I have a shield on. Get your 10 out of 10 ready, everybody. If you thought Bow and Endless Quiver was a 10 out of 10, you haven't seen nothing yet. I was about to say, Sickles are kind of popping off. Extra damage to rooted target? Oh yeah! Okay, we gotta report to the devs. Hey everybody, just a super quick interruption. According to YouTube, only about 1/3 of you are actually subscribed. If you do like this video, consider subscribing. And of course, you can always unsubscribe later. Either way, enjoy the rest of the vid. As a community suggestion, you all remember that community suggestions, we don't know who that is. That could be anybody. But maybe we can finally come up with a community suggestion. And that is, hey devs, can we please turn off the, like, negation sound? The sound when you don't actually get to use your ability? Secret below the wall. Below the wall? Ah. Nice. But as we speed through this, you all are gonna hear more and more this sound, which is basically like the game telling me that I can't actually use that right now. And like, I would love to be able to turn that off. And I'm sure like from the dev standpoint, like they don't know that we're playing quad bind builds. So like, yeah, of course this hasn't been like changed at all. The devs would be like, you all are doing what? Huh? Wow. Good job, Giant. Why destroy the double green? Because we're gonna try to exit this map. Actually, I probably should have left it there. We want to exit the map with like double red or double purple. And sorry, I did drop a couple frames just then. So yeah, ideally, if we don't get the double purple, double red, then I would have taken that amulet. But I didn't think that far. Okay, so we do want that. There's a free one. Bonus damage to rooted target, really? Okay. Not bad, not bad. I love just climbing and then whistling at the same time. Watch me just get hit. Oh, right. I was wondering, where were the ice shards? Thing tried to drop the box on me. Hear all that noise? Like, isn't that awful? You all are doing what? Okay, that's gonna chase me. Alright. Now watch this be the run that we get 0 challenge rifts. Okay, I think we're good. Where would we go with a build like this? It's either Toxic or Arboretum, because you want the Sickles to be able to hit stuff above you. So I think you go Toxic. It should stop going off as much later on. That's Go Poji Man. Go Poji Man submitted the build, so they know what it means to have music, just not music, sound effects spamming. We did do Arboretum in the last run, but I don't mind swapping. Okay. Alright, so we didn't get the double red or double purple, which is fine. We didn't get the challenge rift either, so this is gonna be the 30 scroll count. Alright, so as I said, this viewer build has 2 specific mutations. We have to take a Heart of Ice, and we have to take something else that I don't remember. Instincto? Okay. Thank you, and thank you, Peachy. Oh, I also should have mentioned, as you're looking at this, I said like one measurement on if a build is Giga Busted or not is if I get through prison quarters with no malaise. And as you see, like, we only got 1 bar. I was actually under 1 bar. So the idea is that I was able to get through prison quarters like so much faster than the F tier build. And again, it is an F tier build. It ended up looking really good later, but you can kind of see just off the malaise meter that functionally there might be a difference. Does Heart of Ice work with ice shards? They just buffed it, Micro. So back in the day, it used to be melee only, but they changed it to any close range attack will activate Heart of Ice on a snared target. which includes ice shards. Oh, we got the oil. Oil from my down slam. Okay. I was like, how did I do that? And how can I do it again? Meant it works with slowed enemies? No. So they balanced it a little bit to it does not work on slowed enemies anymore. It used to only have to be like some kind of crowd control, either snares, frozen, stunned, or slow. But they made it to hard crowd control only. So that's only stun, only ice, and only root, which is the boy axe. We're getting it off boy axe, but you have to activate it somehow. And the way we're activating it on hit is with ice shards. As you can see, even though the skills are like getting spammed, every time it lights up with color, that's me getting the cooldown reduction. Not red, but like the bluish purple. That's the activation. Time for you to crash. Have a good night. You too. Glad you're able to stop by. Is tactics any good? Yeah, we just came out of a tactics game. Where we did get to the spoiler boss, but I happened to die because I didn't use the health pot when I should have. Thank you for the follows, by the way. Again, we haven't been doing the shoutouts for the follow, but I thank you all for that either way. We do a credit reel at the end of the stream now. If that thing bit me while I was traversing down, I would have been so upset. Ammo works with axe? It does. The only issue, especially if you're like dual binding it, is the game makes you throw both axes first before it starts calling them back. And sometimes you want to call it back because you want the damage to come out. It's not awful though. Tactics seems to have the best weapons, but kind of hard mutation choices. I could see that. One of the biggest issues with tactics is that the mutations do damage. Unlike survival, you really only have gastro as something to do damage. So with tactics, you kind of want to choose some kind of damage mutation. And you have to actively decide, you know, is this the support game? Is this the tranquility game? Or is this like the crow's feet game? And if you take multiple tactics mutations, then you lose out on survivability with stuff like masochist, stuff like disengage. So there's a lot of choices that you have to make, which I like. I think survival is starting to get there in terms of like how many choices you're making. Yo, bonus to root. Oily Sickle's really nice. Ooh, thank you, game. I'll take the extra jump over the down slam oil. The long healing one boosts damage. That is true. To be honest, I have never taken that from a standpoint of, oh, I don't need to really use my health pot that way. So let me take it for damage. So maybe it's busted. I actually don't know. I can tell you all one exciting thing. I have almost no malaise. And we're leaving toxic sewers. So that's really interesting. In the last run, we got to 10. Any tips for clearing 2BC? We actually have a brand new command. Sell that food. And we're fine. Who needs it? We have a command because Snoop, to be quite honest, a lot of people come in here asking about 2BC information. And not that I don't want to help people, it's just that we answer the question a lot. So I would like to give you all like a way to easily access that information. Okay, let's see if we can get the oil. Just saw it now. It's a one-button build. Yes. This is, in all honesty, like the only quad binds we've been doing are with tactics and brutality. So like to see a quad bind survival build, I was actually kind of skeptical until I read what items were being requested. Then I was like, okay, some real some stuff, some gameplay. I've been stuck with 2BC for the longest, yeah, and I would say even myself included, that was where I was stuck for the longest time. But the latest patch that's in alpha, it's still in the testing phases, that actually has some promise to make the curve through 2BC a little easier. They're adding a couple more flasks to the run. It's pretty nice. All right. So this build should be pretty good at killing rats and crabs, I think. Like you just spam on the crab until it falls. Ooh, the giant whistle. Destroying monsters that I didn't even know were there. Heart of ice. Crap. I didn't kill it. Green blood sword, bonus damage to slow down target. You can also dual bind that. Let me show you all. We're not gonna use it because this is Gopoji Man's build. But you can do this. Blood sword, dual bound with the ice shards while green. That keeps the monster nice and slow so they can't really fight back while you're like loading up the bleed. So it's actually really cool. Am I under the weather at all? I'm not. I'm hungry. Does that count? Burning oil spreads oil. We want bonus to root. So now that I think about it, maybe that doesn't... Wow. Maybe that doesn't matter because, like... the giant whistle's just killing something else. Like, it's barely targeting my target. Yo, we speed and... we're going 75 right now. Nope. Okay, so that's a real monster. Birds are always awful, even if you have a busted build. I was about to say, how in the world do I get to this thing? Will you choose the shield backpack mutation? I want to. But if someone has a better idea, you know, I'm open to ideas. Oh my god, the monster doesn't even get to play the game. You've been using a build like this with Seismic Sword. People were talking to me about Seismic Sword with Ice Shards. I haven't done it yet, but I can definitely see how that could be really strong. Fatal Cadence? Burning oil damage. Ah, we don't get the root. The Groot damage. I think it's stronger. You get that on even tactics builds. Yeah, it's a really, really good mutation. Talking about Armadillo Pack. Like, just overall, it does so much that, like, doesn't exist normally. Can definitely see why people would take it on every single game. All right. So I'm pretty sure you can do conjunct in this. Then again, like, we just go conjunctivious almost every game. It's getting bad. Kind of would have liked to do Mamatic, because I think this, like, build could really destroy Mamatic. But I'm hoping it'll do the same thing against Hand of the King. This isn't time for Mamatic? Why not? Because you're a yay? Alright, we gotta kill this thing. Oh, I didn't realize all of those, what would you call that symbol? It's like a cancel symbol that's being spammed as my character's walking. Like, that's kind of awful, too. Okay, so feedback for the devs. One, we want to get rid of the noise that's made whenever my ability's not ready. That's a sickle, if I've ever seen one. 4,000? I'll pay for it now. Will I get a free one? Who knows? We're not gonna take the chance. Yeah, the no symbol. I am just now seeing that. Like, it's much easier as I'm walking. Like that. I will almost swear that's like new, but it can't be, right? Really hope they rebalance scroll fragment distribution. Yeah, so the conjunct route is supposed to be the hard route, I think. And what you could say is, like, do we still need easy routes and hard routes? Like, is that concept still, like, sound in Dead Cells? I can't answer that because, like, I'm not qualified to answer that. But if they did a poll, I feel like the poll asking which boss do you find the hardest, if it's conjunct as number 1 for like the tier 1, then that's probably why the scroll fragments are the way they are. I get it though. I feel like going to concierge and then having less stats because I did that is kind of unfortunate. But does that mean concierge needs a buff? Or maybe giving bonus scrolls for conjunct is not correct either. That mushroom has to die. Oh, wow. That was a butt clincher. Just stand still and spam. It's the only way. Triple perp. Alright, looking good. Mama Tick is the hardest one. I could see that. I wanna say I feel as though Conjunctivius is harder, but only because of the tentacle phase. But if the question was like what boss is the easiest, well, the hardest to get a no-hit on, in that case, I would definitely say Mama Tick. Mama Tick is probably the hardest to get a no-hit on out of like every boss, even Scarecrow. It's just that first phase is so screw-upable. I don't want to blame RNG. I don't want to blame like the visuals, how like if there's ice, you can't really see the bubbling on the ground. But just like fundamentally, I feel like that section is designed to make you get hit. It's like, if anything, it should give you more stuff if you get a no-hit. Like, more than just a legendary item. Like, I should get a whole freaking store for getting a no-hit in that fight. Scarecrow's definitely a harder no-hit than Mama Tick. It's a crazier boss for sure. But you can melt Scarecrow. Like, you could take Lantern into that fight, and the boss doesn't exist. Compared, well, I guess you could say you can do the skip with Mushroom Boy. But I don't think that counts as a no-hit, right? I think you all told me before that it doesn't actually give you the reward afterward. Rooted target. Rooted target. We found it. Your Scarecrow no-hit was on 4BC, 5BC. Didn't learn the fight at all because you had Ice Shards, E-Whip. I think that was my first one too. I had like a quad damage Ice Shard and a double damage legendary Electric Whip while green. And suffice to say, we got the no-hit. Scarecrow really couldn't do anything about it. Crap. My scroll count. I was at 16, I think. The last time we were here. And I'm at 13 right now. That's messed up. show you all a little strat here. You can use the door as long as you didn't break it. Get yourself a free stun. Heart of Ice. It's pretty good. All right. Let's keep it going. How's everyone doing this fine Saturday? Is anyone playing anything? Like while... Oh, I should have taken that. While I'm playing Dead Cells, is anyone in chat playing Dead Cells? Maybe you're playing Loop Hero in anticipation of me maybe playing Loop Hero today, depending on how hungry I am. Prepping for D&D. I don't remember if you were the one who mentioned that you do it via either Discord or like Tabletop Simulator. Plan do your taxes. Yeah, we have to figure out what we're gonna do tax-wise this year. It'll be my first time doing, you know, some next level taxes. And I'm not sure if, and I'm a boomer myself, so it's like, it's not fair to call people at the tax place boomers who aren't gonna know what Twitch and YouTube are. Because it's like, it's a 1099 form, right? But like if I were to talk to a tax person and say, okay, I got a Ryzen 7 CPU as an expense, are they even gonna know what I'm talking about? Maybe they don't need to know. Maybe I just need to figure out a way for them to understand that I have to actually pay for an internet bill. I have to pay Comcast for like internet that barely works every month. So, you know, that's an expense. Hopefully that's not understandable. Ununderstandable? Not understandable. So we are 2 scrolls behind where we were earlier. Is that gonna be a potential loss? Because I think I got the no hit with the F tier build. But what we don't know is if this build can do it. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a little too difficult. If you use a graphics card for anything else besides work, really? So like, but what if it's a percentage base? Just chase it. That looked pretty good. Like, sure, it might not be 100%, but if I work from home and then I have... Oh, I knew that was gonna troll me. A large percentage of time spent doing the stream as well, like the 15 days of streaming. I didn't kill that tentacle? You gotta be kidding me. That thing was at 1%. And it's like I missed every single ice shard. You gotta be kidding me. Wait, what was my axe stuck in? Was my axe stuck in the door? Okay, I would have gotten hit anyway. Crap! No! That was not supposed to be the hit. How in the world did Bow and Endless Quiver get the no-hit, but this couldn't? On like 10 Malaise. Is that a get good? Is that my fault? Is it the scroll count? Probably not, right? You haven't won a single prediction today? It be like that sometimes. Same thing for me. Like, I have no idea what I would have voted for. I think I would have voted yay there. And then I get hit. So it's a complete toss-up. This biome clear is pretty legit, though. We're leaving some monsters because we might get the early curse. So the only thing about this build right now is I'm still not confident that Fatal Cadence is doing anything. Like, short of somebody, like, taking two clips side by side, I have trouble believing that it's 30% now, wow. I have trouble believing that the 30%'s actually there. I don't want to sound like a non-believer, like I don't trust Motion Twin. It's just I have no idea if it's actually working or not. And if anyone were to ask me, Susie, for example, if Susie said, hey V, I checked your, well, I can't check your VODs because they're closed. You could do exclamation point VODs to, you know, see more about that. But I was in your stream and you mentioned that Fatal Cadence, aka Kill Rhythm, most busted thing ever made. And I have no idea if I'm using it. Can you look at my game? Because Susie's carrying her Switch with her. Can you look at my game and tell me, is this thing actually working? I won't be able to answer. I actually don't know. A Susie emote would actually be hilarious. Oh my god. The demon knew. See, but that's what I meant about a good target for the giant whistle. And thank you, Shirgoidal, for pointing that out, the secret. A good target for giant whistle is just the golem. And rampagers. And demons. And protectors. It wasn't that secret, really? Alright, I might have to clear a little bit farther so I can, get the Malaise reduction, and then I'll revisit. Yeah, thank you. About to say, what freaking spawn? Okay, I actually want to go into that door, but I have to go through a jump puzzle to do it, which is unfortunate. But it looks like I'm going back anyway. You'll die in that door because you didn't kill the enemies before the button. So I know I didn't. I killed the most important enemy, I think, which was the caster. You can have this issue where the caster... Wow. The caster might shoot an orb, and the orb doesn't disappear when you open the door. So the end result is you happen to have this orb that you have to remember to dodge. And like, that could be a throw. But it looks like we had plenty of monsters, so not a big deal. A new monster that throws ice shards at you? Oh, a monster? That'd actually be really cool. A monster that has like a slow aura. Think about the, whatchamacallit? The foggers. Meet the foggers. How you can't see Instead, it'll be like a giant slow aura. And probably, to be fair, it should slow the monsters down too, because we don't want to make the game unnecessarily hard, right? You want to have fun. But, you know, devs, if you want anything, this chat appears to know how to make cool stuff. And yes, this is the masker. We like to kind of invent names whenever we play the game. Little Veedotme deep lore. Hello. And the freaking caster was shooting at me too. That's kind of funny. And I'm pretty sure, so thinking out loud, let's say that I didn't want to use Heart of Ice in this build. Like, technically, you could go with that infantry grenade over the giant whistle. You can take it if you want. Burning oil damage. Let's just experiment. We can always get the giant whistle back. But the part that makes it like a little not so great is we have Heart of Ice. And Heart of Ice gives like no value to the grenade. And it barely gives value to the sickles because the sickles can't be reduced while they're out. Oh, okay, so I guess no value is an exaggeration. Because, I mean, being able to throw a grenade on every fight is pretty real, but I think it kind of, like, does that anyway. Oh, the shielding! That was clean. Well, one good thing about it is we don't get the noise spam anymore. But then what do we replace Heart of Ice with? Like, we're kind of overkill in the cooldown reduction department for something that has, like, barely a cooldown at all. That laser. Yeah, like I said, you get a grenade on basically every monster. That's better. We aren't really doing burning oil, but it's fine, right? A lot of times the giant whistle doesn't come out because the enemy gets killed by other stuff. Yeah, but on certain maps, basically the giant whistle is killing things that I'm not fighting. And that's, I think there's some value there. It's like -1 enemy on the map. It got the protection. What a good player. We'll stick with this for a little bit. We can always get another giant whistle. When you're playing Brutality, it's a lot different because in Brutality you have not initiative, you have scheme. So like every single monster. Did I not get food? Every single monster, you're getting a lot of extra damage on, but there's no scheme for survival, even though I could probably take it. I had food before. I feel like my health is awfully low for someone who did eat food. Did I get hit again? Imagine getting hit. Couldn't be me. Right to the portal. Oh. Okay. For some reason, I didn't even think to go right. Yeah, we can always get another giant whistle. Should be fine. Famous last words. I love how this thing only has 2 affixes to it. Like, now that it's level 10, it does, like, less stuff. Like, it is stronger. But overall, it just does less stuff. Which is, like, insane. But maybe, because it's been like that for a long time, maybe they did that on purpose. It's like, I don't know how to nerf ice shards anymore. What do we do? Just don't put stats on it. It already does enough as is. Looking for the root. The Groot. There it is. Alright. I want to say that's better than crit damage. Alright. So this is technically a very scary map. It is possible to die here. You ordered pizza? That sounds good. What kind of pizza? Say it slow for us in the chat. What kind of pizza? They put a little, like, up close and personal. Deep dish. Personal pan. Is it possible to go Scarecrow from here? No. I don't think I could go Scarecrow unless I went to Caverns. So, yeah, that's like potential misplay opportunity, but I could have gone Cavern. I don't know if I wanted to do Cavern with this build, because there's some stuff. Oh no, it's probably fine. You don't need to stun anything. I just figured we have so much wave clear that I'm better off going to Sepulcher. And what I mean by wave clear is being able to, like, dispatch multiple enemies at once. Scary. Yeah, exactly. See, Plunger knows. Gotta clear that wave before it gets to the tower. And the tower is basically the player's health. But yeah, let me know what you all think about the, Guess I'll leave that, just in case I don't find another one. Let me know what you think about Giant Whistle versus Infantry Grenade. Actually, let's swap now. So we've seen like a 30 monsters worth with Infantry Grenade. Let's see how Giant Whistle feels. Whistle looks funnier. Run what slaps. Whistle definitely. Infantry Grenade for sure. What? It's like 50-50. My only thing was that, like, with this much cooldown reduction, I figure you want to go with a thing that has the longest cooldowns. I still wish that we had, like, a training dummy or something. Maybe it doesn't have to be a training dummy, just something that... I think Wizard of Legend has something like that. I haven't gotten a single challenge rift, by the way. Oh no, the noises are back. Skelly? Yeah. Yeah, like the dummies in Skull. So, like, at the end of the biome, I get to, like, test damage. Not at the beginning, because... Or in the transition room. Because in the transition room, like, the items aren't really there. But maybe that's rip immersion. And even in Skull, like, for enemies... Not enemies, for the skulls... With the training dummy that just, like, spawn out of nowhere. For seemingly no real reason except for the player's, like, fourth wall benefit. Maybe that's why we don't have that in Dead Cells, is because it wouldn't make sense, lore-wise. Like, the Gillians just pop up after every biome and say, hey, we thought you would have wanted this. Go smack it. It's like, thank you, Gillian, but I never asked. Appreciate the hustle, though. Damage ratio is 1 to 1.4. But Grenade has AoE. Are you saying, like, the number of grenades that need to be fired for catching up to Giant Whistle's damage? Is that what you're doing, Micro Devil? Which is cool, very cool calculation. So, like, that right there, the Giant Whistle killing the same monster I'm already fighting, that's where it's, like, not supremely awesome. We wanted to attack something else. But the difference is going to be on bosses. Now, what's kind of unfortunate is that the giant can't be snared. Or can it? Like, it can still move. But does the mark still appear? It probably doesn't matter, because we just want the oil application. And we get cooldown reduction from crits. I don't know. Does anything matter, really, in Dead Cells? Or do you just die? You try your best, and if you do, then, you know, you're happy. And sometimes that's, you know, all that matters. As long as you're happy in the end, like someone said, as long as the build slaps, just use whatever. If the build doesn't slap, then, you know, you reevaluate and you make it slap. You force the slap. Maybe you slap it around yourself a little bit. Whatever it takes. What times do you think multi-binding is the best? In all honesty, when you have, like, the infantry grenade, yes. When you have phaser, maybe. We talked about this with, maybe it was the skill tier list. But if Susie was to ask, do I always quad bind in the same builds that you do? I would say no. There's some situations where you're better off, like, using the phaser manually. Otherwise, you have risk, right? Like, you might actually phaser onto something at a bad time. And I don't mind doing that, because if I die, like, I don't... Not to say I don't lose anything if I die, I definitely do. But me dying on stream is, like, a lot different than you all dying 2 hours into your run versus Hand of the King. I would not prefer you all to do that. But I'll do it. I'll do it for you, so you never have to. Another thing, I guess Sickle is honestly not that bad for multi-bind, because the Sickle coming out now compared to later doesn't really matter. Because the Sickle at least can maybe hit something above you or below you. So I think that's good. Giant Whistle, however, I would not put on the quad bind, because I might have an elite that I really don't want to just pray that I hit it with Giant Whistle. I want to know that I'm going to hit it. The Flaming Trail Axe might have been the hit. Victims bleed. Bonus damage to slow down target. That's fun. Sure. Will I ever do a dual bind or dual bind tier list? So there's a top 3 that needs to get updated. Like top 3 builds for every color. And I feel like that would be the binding tier list, maybe? Swap here. Double Stream Raiders noise. Thank you, Stream Raiders. So, we're not gonna reset, because it is the giant. Like, I don't think I need to reset here. We do have oil. And keep a lookout for the root icon. We need to know for a fact, does the icon even show up even though it can't really be rooted? At least, like, do I get the status bonus? Maybe. Please, game. I need damage bad. Nope. Maybe against the eyeball? Nope. Crap. See, that's why the dual bind may be a little rough. Because we're actually wasting giant whistles, assuming there is a such thing as wasting a giant whistle. Ideally, we want to use it on the eyeball. Oh, wow. Please die, die. Oh, crap. All right. Let's take it easy. There we go. Oh, clean execution. And we got hit by this thing earlier. Like in the Bow and Endless Quiver. So that's why I was a little upset. We had to come back and lay down the law. We are not allowed to be hit by this thing. Look at all the yays in the chat. And the nays are real quiet right now, huh? Yeah, they thought they knew. They were looking at the scroll count. They were like, V, the last time V was here, he had like 31. And now he's only at 27. There's no way he wins, right? Nah. 51 to 49? Who's getting banned? But now it's Hand of the King. Hand of the King, completely different animal. Surely I get hit there, right? Did I get hit with a bow and endless quiver with the F tier build? Yo, what's going on, Quesadilla? I saw you all playing in Apex yesterday. I still watch to kind of study. Maybe one of these days I'll learn. Ooh. Okay, let's see what this can actually get. So, I think maybe it gets double damage, but I think it, like, you take double damage. So we're probably only gonna get the 15% at best. No Groot damage either. Oh, I knew this was gonna happen. Double damage giant whistle that does damage to rooted target. I mean, might be okay. Still hit giant damage cap anyway. I don't know if the baby whistle would. Oh, I think we have to pause. Did the prediction even go through? Hang on. Watch I get hit because I paused the game. Okay, submission's closed. Hello? I didn't jump. Oh my god, you're supposed to jump over that, and I didn't. Just like this. Is this thing gonna kill me? I'm actually facing the wrong way. That was a little awkward. Does he get slowed? I want to say no, but the attacks get delayed. He can't be stunned. I think there were some roots in there. I don't know if the double giant whistle was the move. Like, it's Hand of the King, so you think, like, it can't be any worse. But maybe just, like, there's no meltation, it's just chunks. Like, chunksters. And maybe Hand of the King doesn't care about chunksters. Hits damage cap anyways, so I don't think each individual whistle hit damage cap. Because looking at it, it did like one single chunk. And I think you all said that when you math it out, 15% is 7 hits to kill. And I'm pretty sure I didn't do 15%. But maybe I'm wrong. Someone would have to like show the actual health. Like, make lines to show what 15% is, and then we'll know if we did it. Times 2 ain't worth it? Yeah, so maybe if... Hello? Delivery system? Maybe one thing is that we have the root damage, and maybe that's all we need. And like double is maybe overkill. Maybe that's the move. Double damage, that is. Now you make no profit from being a nay? Does that mean you could have made a profit if you were a yay? If so, then you know how to fix it. I mean, you can't fix it because you already voted, but in the future, you know what to do or what not to do. Now watch V get the no-hit easy. You can absolutely root spoiler boss. I was about to say, where's my boy axe? I lost the crit because I don't have oil on the boy axe. I sold the boy axe to get the bleeding one. That's where we screwed up. Okay. We're learning. Happy birthday? Oh, that was perfect. Amulet ain't perfect, though. Okay, so we want this to either be... No, we want this to be a Sickle. What? Thank you, game. Why is that even a thing on this map? Like, you very much might not get the items you want when you get to this map. Okay, not green. Not bad, not bad. Few times, too many things to keep track of in the game when you decide to swap out items. Thank you for the, for helping me out there, McBags. Make me feel better. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, I can definitely feel the lack of cooldown reduction off the crits. Crap! Where's all the green? This thing didn't die. Oh yeah, so that means my ice shards were doing 0 damage too. Yeah, see? We didn't get the Sickle. We got shop instead. I mean, not shop. We got this instead, which is weapons only. Alright, so... that's oil. But can I get a little better than that? Oh no. Okay. It's the same one. All right, that's a sign. Guaranteed. Holy crap. Okay, we're gonna go back. Yeah, the other ones didn't do oil. Wow. Yo, the 2 fists coming up. It's pretty cool. Wrong target. Oh my god. That thing hard targeted me. Ugh. And we're not gonna get the Veedotme 60. That's fine. I think the double giant whistle is probably fine for the boss now. Now that we know why we weren't doing enough giant whistles. It's just the double damage part. That's a little sus. Now you know how ice shards on final boss will change the pattern. Yeah, that's good. We gotta take that information that the librarian, the Shantae, just taught us. Now there's no way we don't get the no-hit. Shantae leaked the strategy. More not green. Alright. Now, the last time I was in the spoiler boss, I did unfortunately die to spoiler. And I think, wow. See, that's the power of the giant whistle. Ooh, destroyed. I think death is still possible. We don't want it to be. But we got some high-level gameplay that's about to happen. I'm pretty sure the spoiler boss doesn't care what my build is. Somebody's gonna have to pop off. Whoever pops off first wins. If you don't get hit... Oh, you don't get hit, only I do. Says the yay. I want to get the no-hit, I really do. For those who don't know, I do actually try to not get hit. Just, you know, sometimes stuff happens. You all get it, right? Could happen to anybody. It's freaking monsters. For those who've never been to this map before, like let's say you're still working on other BCs, or you are on 5 BC, but maybe you just got there pretty recently. On your first trip to this map, I would highly recommend using Masochist. Because as you see, there are an awful lot of lasers. And even though you might be like the Super Meat Boy platform god, when you're taking double damage, these lasers could actually kill me if I screw it up. Shields help because I could get to the platform and then double parry. But when you don't have a shield, you have to actually just commit, which is kind of scary. That was transforming. All right, librarian. There we go. All right. Oh, I only need 3 monsters. Okay, perfect. All right, don't throw. We're not gonna do a fair fight here. We are gonna drag them to their death. Because I have a V.60 on the line. That's like much more important than like showing off the build. Wow, there's not even a sickle in there. Nice trick. Yeah, that's a classic. That's been around since this map was invented. And they never felt the need to do anything about it. So we continue to use it as a legitimate strategy. Game's hard enough as is. Yeah. We're here to relax. I'm not trying to do anything else. Okay, so 20,000. Let's get the food. Oh, I already got the food. And there's really no other food on the map. It's kind of unlucky. Am I gonna reset? I want to reset the giant whistle. So I need the money. Alright, I think we leave. I'm scared. 30 survival. I had 37. I didn't even get a double green amulet. That's like a higher level. We're still using like almost our original amulet. This was by far like the hardest run that they made me do. Probably need to check to see if those are elites. Because if those are elites, maybe I can get a new amulet. But this is god-awful. Yeah, so to any of the nays in the chat, I can see why. Oh. Hard game. That's why I deserve the no-hit. I have 7 less scrolls. And I didn't get the sickle back. It should be okay. Oh my goodness. Ugh, stretch it out. Oh, this is gonna be rough. Like, ideally, if I could get... I wanted 15% plus root, but maybe we just leave it as is. This thing does 9,500 damage. I'm gonna assume, like, per rotation. So, in order to beat Giant Whistle, again, math majors, I would have to... Non-critical, it would have to hit 10 times, right? If I get the crit, we'll just, like, make up a number and say bring it down from 10 times to 6 times. You have to get, like, 6 rotations. I have no idea. Frostbite instead of Fatal Cadence? But you're a nay. Sickle's cooldown doesn't get reduced, so Whistle way better. Yeah, while it's out, it doesn't get reduced. That is completely true. Alright, we're gonna reset. Final build. Heart of Ice for sure. Instincto for sure. But then a nay in the chat was thinking, maybe you don't need the kill rhythm if you aren't confident that it's actually working. You do not go Armadillo. I will say that right now, Armadillo is almost just as much of a throw. Because it doesn't work on half of its attacks. In fact, it works worse on a couple of his attacks compared to just doing a regular dodge roll. $2,000 damage per second for a slowed down target. That is a number. And if you think about, maybe Fatal Cadence is ruining the root damage, because as I'm spamming square, maybe I'm ripping out the axe too soon, in which you want, like, the fist to actually function. You need 50 seconds to beat one whistle. Oh my goodness. You mean 50 seconds worth of rotation? Of sickles? Yeah, so the only other thing here would be to use, say for example, Extendo Heal. And Extended Heal does increase your DPS. 54% for 15 seconds. So the idea, 50 seconds for Frostbite to equal out to one whistle. So like as I'm doing the fight, it's actually like you'd say it's almost always up. So if the fight is 2 minutes long, I get 2 extra giant whistles worth of frostbite damage. And I'm sorry everyone who like doesn't care about the numbers. I rarely care about the numbers myself. Just the idea that we can talk through this is kind of cool. I kind of want to try Extendo Heal. I don't know if anything else is like functionally more damage. And if I die at this point, at least I'll know, okay, Extendo Heal, maybe not the move. I'm not gonna go Triage because, again, I want to move the needle damage-wise. Ammo for Axe, I don't want to do that either because it delays the time that I bring it back. The Axe, that is. No, we want to heal on, like, every phase. So we kind of want to heal, like, going into this. The only issue is that the timer's still going. So you have to, like, rush. But we'll see. I really don't like the idea of drinking like this. Because I think all of this time right here is using up my 15 seconds. Like, look at that delay. Let's wait. I should have ripped the freaking thing out. The freaking axe. I'm gonna chug. Oh, see how I have the one over my head? I didn't actually have that for first phase. So that means the first drink actually did nothing. Which is kind of, like, crazy if you think about it. Spike ball phase. That's not good. So I don't think he's getting rooted anymore. No, he's fully resistant. Oh no, are we getting double spike ball? What happened? See, this is where Armadillo Pack is bad, because you'll actually bounce off of those. And that is definitely not what you want. Interrupted? I knew it was gonna go to the wrong side. Oh. Yeah, I actually think maybe Sickle might be better here. Because, like, it's being reduced by a lot. Because this boss has, like, pure damage reduction. So maybe the fact that you can get more spins for like 90% damage reduced is better than like one fist at 90%. No, Musha, I got hit. I know my health bar looks like... My game just froze. No. Okay. Ha! Bobby! So I know it looks like I'm full health, and I am full health, but I did actually get hit. The boss was snared, and it was doing like a little stutter while it was spinning at me, and then the axe fell out, and that was all it wrote. And it was actually dodgeable. If I went up the wall and just watched, I would have been fine. So that's a get good. Future reference for anyone out there who, you know, knows. But yeah, let's go ahead and rate this build. That was less scrolls, less no-hits as well, and we ended up with double giant whistles, which I don't even think was super great compared to the Sickle plus giant whistle. So think about like the original and my version, my update. The original was Sickle with giant whistle, my update double giant whistles. Give it a rating, you know, 0 out of 10, 0 being that dual bind, quad bind, actually gonna get you killed. Don't do it ever. If anyone tells you the quad bind, check them out. Maybe call the police because they're trying something dirty. Or 10 out of 10, where it's like if someone tells you the quad bind, do it instantly. If it's that build, they can't be a liar. Absolutely not. Gotta be the hit.